I'm Kanaka Abeygunawardena, convener of the Gender and Election Working Group. That is a loose collection of people and organizations who are working and who have been working over 5 years now to advance the participation of women and decision making in Sri Lanka. This is a very important task. At the moment, more than 50% of our population is women, as well as we have over 56% of the electorate women. So participation of women in decision making at all the level of government is quite important. So Gender and Election Working Group is dedicated to that task. As one activity of the Gender and Election Working Group, we have done a research very recently. This is the publication I have in my hand. This is in all 3 languages, and you can get copies by contacting Gender and Election Working Group. This particular study is about the 25% quota that was introduced for the Pradeshiya Sabha level about 6-7 years back. With the introduction of this quota, women who have been working within political parties but never got an opportunity to represent those parties got the opportunity to contest. Of course, the word contest is questionable because men were preparing lists, men were conducting interviews, men were selecting lists and representatives for their own parties. Most of the time, women representatives were asked to canvass for a man or canvass for the party, and they were told, you will be appointed if and when we get seats in the particular Pradeshiya Sabha. This was a good strategy for men to use women in their campaigning, which political parties in Sri Lanka have been doing for a long time. But in the end, because there was a law, election officials were very particular that the law is implemented properly. As a result of the quota, though we were supposed to be getting 25% of women representing Pradeshiya Sabhas, there were discrepancies in the implementation. We ended up with approximately 22% women representing Pradeshiya Sabhas. And this particular study is about their journey and how it came about and how this particular law came into effect and who negotiated for what and the background as well as the current status of the quota. Very interesting to read this because it talks about the struggle and how internal party politics and lack of transparency within parties, how it hindered women's participation, how women were treated in Pradeshiya Sabhas. When some of the women got elected or selected, how they were treated within the system. For example, as I mentioned earlier, women were not allowed to contest, but they were told, you campaign for the party, we will get you from the list. Once they came into the system, because they came from the list, they were treated as if they are free riders. Pinata aapu mantrivaru kiyala, insulting terms were used, and also whenever women got up to speak, they were shouted down and they were asked to sit down. And during this research, we came across cases where women were threatened. They were told, if you contest, your family will be killed and your child will be kidnapped. There were examples of that. So it was not an easy struggle, and a lot of NGOs and INGOs, mainly civil society organizations, as well as I must mention at this point, Sri Lanka Institute of Local Governance under the previous administration managed to train most of these women. They were taught how to be a good representative of their community. As a result of their knowledge and education, they managed to achieve better results. I think now we can proudly say participation of women in Pradeshiya Sabha system has changed the Pradeshiya Sabha system to some extent and reduced the corruption. This is not about participation of women just because they are more than 50% of the community. But this is about having diverse thinking about the future of Sri Lanka. At the moment, our education system, whether it is schools or universities, including technical universities, including medical colleges, at the moment our education system is largely occupied by women. Whether the engineering courses or doctoral courses, whatever you name it, it's not just the art faculties. Women are 50% of the students. So we are spending our money as a nation, as a country, to educate women. Those women need to be in the decision making of this country for our country to be a better place. So we need to create an enabling environment. For that, I think we need to have better political party, inner political party democracy and transparency, and limits on spending by contesting people so that women have a better chance to contest. At the moment, contesting people, whether it is parliamentary election or provincial elections, they spend so much money and they need to earn that money by engaging in various illegal and corrupted activities. So we need to have a ceiling on political party spending as well as individual spending on elections. Parallel to that, we need to ensure our political party systems are more transparent and gender sensitive. That way, I think we can get the contribution of men and women equally to make a better country for ourselves. Just think of your family. Father making decisions about limited resources and mother making decisions about limited resources, the family will go two different directions. If they jointly bring issues to the table and discuss and decide how to use the limited resources available to the family, that will be a better decision. That's why we are saying contribution of women, their perspective must be at the table from national level to grassroots level. Participation of women must be a reality in this country, and please vote for a woman, whatever your party, whatever the preference of your party, doesn't matter. Select a woman from your party to vote. We need more women in the system. Thank you.